Well, welcome back to the Vintage Farmhouse Antiques channel, and we are going to show you this very pretty little period teacup trio here. Floral design, classic cornflower and deep red roses in full bud and blossom. Lovely period teacup. This is what we call a D-shaped teacup. It's waisted, it's got this little nip in here, so you've got the base plate. Sorry, let me get this in focus. There we go. And then the stem, and then this lower bulb and an upper bulb, and then the rim. The rim is indent molded, so you've got these indents. It's not a true scallop, as opposed to, we'll show you the scallop on the saucer plate. Let me just show you that now. Again, beautifully transfer printed scallop rim. This rolling irregular rim is what we call a scalloped rim. Beautiful condition. Just look at the glazed reflection on that. Wonder if you've got any clues who made this period china. I'll give you a clue on the date. This is produced between 1955 and probably 1966 when production ceased. Side plate in the square English design. Would have been sold as a trio, these. So who do you think the manufacturer of this rather pretty trio of English fine bone china is? Some of you may be guessing Colclough. No. Some of you may be guessing Ridgway. Good guess, but no. Some of you may be saying Royal Vale. Good guess. And you could all be right, because this is coming out of the same production facilities as all three of those brands. But this is, let me show you, Crown Royal. Now, Crown Royal is an interesting brand. Look at the china mark that's being used. What does that remind you of? The pink stylized branding with a crown, and that very typical font that's used on this bone china made in England. It's so typical of what Ridgway were producing, either mainly in their Colclough brand of the time, but certainly Royal Vale. And this is almost certainly produced by the Ridgway group of potteries. They were manufacturing probably half a dozen to a dozen brands or sub-brands, many of which were using the same china molds and shapes and sizes, and some of the patterns even transposed between different brands. A good example of that is Colclough ivy leaf that can be found across several different brands, and the patterns just very subtly different, but the shapes of the porcelain pieces that it's on are identical apart from the china marks on the base. Royal Vale, another great brand producing similar works, but this Crown Royal really is beautiful condition. Just look at the gilt reflection on these pieces. This has been really carefully loved and stored, and probably very infrequently used over the 60 or 70 years that it's existed. We've got a large set available, and we're listing that over the coming days on the Vintage and Antiques website. So if you're watching this video within YouTube and would like to have a look through all the china in this particular pattern and brands that we've got listed, do follow the link in the description below. And if you're watching within the Vintage and Antiques website, then do a search on Crown Royal, and it should bring up the milk jugs, sugar bowls and cake serving plates that we've got in this pattern, as well as many other pieces of beautiful period china for you to have a look at. Thanks again for watching.